One of the things that we want to emphasize when working with speed is that, like all the things in our series and all of our programs, that it can be and should be taught in an age-appropriate manner. There are especially things relating to strength. Sprinting is a strength movement. However, when an athlete, a student athlete, is 15, and especially when they're in the formative years of 12 and under, there are strength things that they really should not even be allowed to do, because their growth plates are still affected. There's all sorts of things. That doesn't mean that they cannot do intelligent strength exercises, but that's the key word. They have to be intelligently programmed. They're not ready to do things that a higher level athlete can do. They're not ready to train at that level. Now, on the other hand, if we talk constantly about mechanics, in this age, and I'm talking specifically about the age bracket of 7 to 11, 8 to 12, this is when mechanics can and should be emphasized. In the age levels below 7, below 8 years old, you can form correct sprinting mechanics by proper playing programs. Games like tag, things that involve jumping, are things that will make a segue to proper plyometric exercises as the athletes get older. It does not have to be a formative, and we're not advising nor admonishing that you do those kind of things. However, in the age bracket of 8 to 12, these are areas where student athletes can be taught and should be taught proper, simple speed mechanic, things that are properly done mechanically. And they can be done not by something that a professional athlete would do, but they can do a couple simple exercises which will start to ingrain in muscle memory proper upper body alignment, proper pillar strength and alignment, proper lower body mechanics, proper arm swing. And we're going to show you some things now with a young lady named Heather. She's she's an outstanding softball player, plays other sports, and we're going to show you some things that are probably appropriate for her age level.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is teach Heather here just some basic stuff, basic exercise she can do to help her improve her running technique. These can also be used as a warm-up before she has a big race. All right, so Heather, the first thing we're going to work on is the upper body posture. So you want your back to be erect, shoulders down and back, chest nice and tall. You got it, like she is. So first thing we're going to do is focus on the hands. We're going to place fingers together to the thumb. That's your preference, all right? It's almost like you're holding a potato chip, nice and relaxed. And we're going to get a nice arm drive going here. Nice and easy. Shoulders down and back, driving those elbows back. Good, you're going to keep that going. Okay, so note how when Heather does this, her torso stays stationary. So Heather, just turn and face the camera for us. There you go. Her torso is not rotating, because the rotation is wasted movement. That is wasted energy. That's going to take you in the wrong direction. All right, we can shut it down here. So now what we're going to do is have Heather move on to the mat. So you're going to be sitting down with your legs straight on the mat. Okay, so the same technique applies here. You're going to be nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Hold our potato chip. Start driving those arms. Good, let's pick up the pace. There you go, keep that going. So note how her body is bouncing up and down, yet she is still relaxed, still breathing properly, her back is still erect. That's what we want to apply when we're running with proper technique. All right, good, Heather, we can shut it down. So we're going to stand up now. We're going to move down to the lower body, the legs. Okay, so when you're running, you want to cycle your legs, almost like Sonic. Okay, you're going to think butt kick to high knee, whipping it through. So we're going to have Heather do is a little exercise, a little leg cycle exercise. Heather, you're going to brace on my shoulder. Turn sideways for the camera right over here, and you're gonna do that same thing I just did. So left side to the camera. So you're facing this way. Head's that way. You're bracing on me like this with that right arm. Okay. You got it. So you're gonna take that left leg, think butt kick to high knee. All right. You got it. So remember, torso still stationary. Nothing up here is moving. It's all movements coming from the leg. So again, you have to engage these muscles right here. Now while you're doing that, remember I told you to keep your toe flexed, pointed towards your face? You got it, just like that. Okay, keep that going. Try to get that knee up higher. That's it, nice and smooth, keep that going. Good, all right, we're gonna switch legs, so you're gonna face that way. using that right leg. Same thing. Okay, got it. So same thing, same technique. You got it. All right, so those are 3 basic things that anyone can do before they race or on their own free time, whenever, just to work on proper running mechanics and technique.
I want to point out, if you're watching TJ work with Heather on that, that even though Heather is a good athlete, in fact, she's a very good athlete, she's very dominant in the sport she is, she did not do that correctly, naturally. Okay, she, and I really want to be emphatic about this, is that this is a superior, in this community, this is a superior female athlete at this age level, but she did not perform that correctly until TJ showed her how to do it. You know, so what we want, one of the things we want to do with the tapes is dispel this myth that you're fast or you're not, you're athletic or you're not. No matter what the gifts that you've been given with your athleticism, you can improve them with correct technique.
Who does this workout and why?
So this is that workout that can be applied from as early as 5, 6, 7, you know, all the way through high school, or even beyond. You just add intensity, add different variations of those foundational movements, and you could apply it all the way to pros.
One of the major things that has surprised me is that people, and I actually think of all the movements, it's especially applicable to speed.
Sure.
Is people think you're fast or you're not.
Right.
And it's absolutely not true. It's absolutely not true.
It's a workable.
And the other thing, just like you said, it's 5 to 7. The neural pathways for a lot of these movements are really established in the ages of from 7 to 12.
Yeah, even
okay?
you know, under 10,
right.
before puberty.
So there are things that I tell kids they shouldn't do a lot of weight training before they're 16 because of growth plate
Yeah,
issues.
you need to mature.
Right, exactly. But these are things, the mechanical issues and these small strength things are things that can and actually should be done when they're younger.
Absolutely. A couple times a week for sure.
Exactly. It's never too early. I shouldn't say that. I think below 7, I like organized and structured play.
Sure.
Like
just
like
moving
the
around,
game of
running
tag,
around.
You know, for instance, it teaches explosive movements.
Right.
But I think from the age of 7 on, I absolutely believe that kids should learn this stuff. Because you're setting those neural pathways, you're setting habituation of correct speed mechanics. And what I use the example of is especially in a high-level coordination game, like hockey, like baseball, that if they run fast, maybe a kid that it doesn't have his hand-eye skill things completely developed yet, the fact that he runs fast gives him a chance to continue to participate while he's developing those things. So I think that speed is something that should be, don't you agree? Should be habituated when they're
absolutely.
When they're young.
Start young.
And talk a little bit about that, about these very simple exercises that build the functional strength for that. Don't you agree?
Yeah, you should. You know, you should get active and be out there. You know, there's no point to sit around because you're not going to help develop anything doing that.
Exactly. Okay.